there's not a screen in between us. I love it. I love it. And I will try to project so Robbie can hear me, and if somebody else comes, they can hear me. I usually speak loud, but you know, I don't want to overpower the whole room either. So you're all here to hear about branding, right? And I want you to tell me if you have a brand, and I'm going to write it down over here. Do you have a brand that you love, that you must have, that you will just drive miles to get, or that you will make sure that you order it on that website, or that you will wait for a couple of weeks because you have to have that particular thing? Or if it's a brand of a car that you always have to have that car, or is it a hotel that you always have to go to that hotel, or skincare, or something to wear, or something that you have to have that brand. Is any example? This is going to be very interactive. Usually I have a screen, a projector, a PowerPoint. This is going to be us all talking, participating, and learning from each other. So, any brand, anything, and I'll write them down over here.
I like my Hyundais.
Hyundai, okay. Hyundai. And tell me why.
My first Hyundai ever was my first brand new car. And I've never had any issues with them, and I've been able to trade them in and get another one.
It's a very reliable car.
Yep.
It has the right price.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right?
Got my color.
It has the color. It's beautiful inside out.
Yes, ma'am.
It has everything you need.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, Hyundai for you. Anybody else?
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay. And you're a great example because that's mine too. Mary Kay, you tell me why.
Why? Because of its reputation, its ethics, because of the woman that founded it, and the priorities of God first, family, and then career. And golden rule.
Golden rule.
Rule
Yes.
to treat other people like we want to be treated. And you can become a director, and you can earn a car, and all kinds of fun things with it.
Okay, so for you, it's a business. It's your.
So this one's the one
Yeah,
with,
we're just going to start coming.
and which one?
For you, it's your business. It's also your passion, right? It's also a brand that has. It's also reliable, right? And the mission statement, you live by that mission statement because that's your business, right? And why did you join Mary Kay? Why, before you even knew about, why did you join Mary
Because
Kay?
of the priorities that drew me in, and also I love people.
Okay.
I love meeting people and helping them become better
This is
people.
mine, right? Yes, that's the one with
So,
Right, right. You know what? I'm going to tell you my Mary Kay, why Mary Kay is my brand. And when I came to this country, I was very young. And when you're young, you don't really care about what you put on your skin, right? And I was a Nivea girl. Back in Colombia, Nivea was the brand, and that's what my mom taught me. And I put Nivea when I felt a little bit of dryness or whatever. I don't wear too much makeup, so it was just all about the skincare. But when I came here, I met a Mary Kay girl, and she gave me a couple of free samples, and I used them, and it was so good. It was good because I was sensitive, and my skin was sensitive, and that's why I was just wearing one thing all the time. Because when I tried something else, it irritated my skin. So Mary Kay was good for my skin. The price was right. It wasn't the cheapest thing next to Nivea, right? But it was not as expensive as others. I found a rep that it was a call away. Back then it was a phone call away. Now it's a text away, right? So it's reliable. It's there for you. The price is right. They have that mission statement that where you're a woman and you have a passion for women, helping women, and knowing that they help with some of the proceeds. They use it the right way, right? So it has many things that it's in my convenience, and it has my point of view for what a skincare should do. So anybody else, any other brand? I know you and your Audis.
Oh yeah, I love my Audi.
She always has to have an Audi, and she loves them. Why do you like that car?
They're stylish. They're good. German engine and powerful.
Speed, huh?
Speed. I love speed. I got a few tickets already.
See, I'm not a car person. I like a car that works and it's nice and everything. But she knows she's on the road and she pays attention to the brands. She's like, oh, there's this car and there's this car. And from far, I don't differentiate from one car to the next. And she knows. So for people who likes cars and she likes the brand, the status. And a car gives you status, right? You drive somewhere, you drive to a valet parking or something. She feels good to get off of her, nice brand, expensive car. And that's fine. That gives status. That's one of those words that work on the branding and the marketing for many industries. Anybody else?
I'm very
You
simple.
don't-
I'm not a brand person.
What about when you cook? What, do you have a brand at the market?
No, I do not. I'm very simple, I must say.
Okay. Anybody likes the brand, the Costco brand?
Whatever Costco is good.
We like Costco
I like their
brand.
almond milk.
The what?
Their almond milk.
Almond milk. Okay. See, there's always something that we're, like it or not, it kind of, I'm going to use the term brainwashes, because we see it and we see it and we see it, and they bombard us with advertising, with marketing, and little by little it stays in our head. Now you don't say a toothpaste, you said Colgate many times, right? Or you don't say a tissue, you said Kleenex. So those brands, those big brands, they are there repeatedly, and they keep that uniformity that you know what to expect from those brands. And we're going to talk about later. And I'm going to keep these for the end. Okay.
No cheese, right?
So there's a,
Who had the cheeseburger?
I do now, it was good.
anybody knows the difference between branding and marketing? Okay.
I think marketing is more of the action and branding is more like the visual.
Yes, that's part of it. You're right. Anybody else? Any ideas? Okay. Branding is the reason why you're in business. It's the core of your business. It's almost like an individual. It has a personality. So branding is, let's say your mission statement. You just read your mission statement. That why she had that passion to help these girls to do what she does, to make sure that the dresses are perfect, at least to her perspective or to her point of view. Those are the perfect dresses for my girls, right? She's not just going to go get anything. She's going to know. She wants to know that those girls are going to have a smile on their face when they wear it. Why does Sandy isn't Mary Kay? Because, and of course, she didn't found Mary Kay, but she carries the brand. She reflects the brand. Mary Kay wants ladies like her to be representing that brand because she dresses apart to the occasion. She wears the products. She looks beautiful. She always wants, Mary Kay wants ladies who are going to look like they sell Mary Kay, right? Not, I mean, if you're like looking like you just got out of bed and you put a ponytail and you're just washed face, that might not be the Mary Kay brand that she wants people to carry, right? So it's how you carry that brand if you're not the founder. But if you are the one who started that brand, how did it started? What went through your head? Why is it that you decided to leave what you were doing and do what you're doing now? The story behind it, how it was born. What is it that you want people to see or to hear or to understand when they hear that brand? That's what a brand is. It's almost an individual, and I'm going to talk about it because it has a personality, it has core values, it has an intention, and it's like a person. Marketing, on the other hand, of course they go hand in hand, but marketing is how you create awareness of that brand. Everything you do to show why is it that I'm helping you with what I sell or what I offer. It's the brochures, the marketing pieces, the website, the TV advertising, the radio advertising, everything that you see on your table. That is marketing. It's how you create awareness of your brand. So that is the difference between those. And it is not, it sounds easier than what it really is to put things on paper. And once you put things on paper, that's what's going to help us to market your business. And I'm going to tell you why it's different, because when you have a passion for something, it's hard to describe it sometimes. I'm going to give you an example. You have somebody you love. You have a partner, a friend, your mom, somebody you love in your life.
Caesar?
And that person asks you,
Caesar salad?
for me,
Oh, that's for you?
yes,
Would
thank
you
you.
like pepper?
No, thank you.
Orange chicken corn?
I'm going to put it right here. Or do you want her down there?
No, right here is fine.
Okay.
I'll look at it and I'll salad. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Let's say this person asks you, so do you love me? And you say, yes, of course I love you. Okay, well tell me why. And you say like, oh gosh, okay. And then you have to think really deep, okay, why? Some things will come easy, some things is like, okay, I gotta think about it. So it's the same with your business, with your brand. So you put on paper, why is it that I am in business? Why is it that people should buy my product, my service, me as an individual, as an agent, whatever? Why is it that they should use my service? Put it on paper. Describe yourself, and sometimes it's hard to see inside, right? It's easier to tell somebody the reasons, but when you look in, it's like, okay, why will people like me? So put it on paper. That's the first homework that I will ask my customers. Just put it on paper. Why would somebody use you next to the guy next door? That is very important detail. So there are 5 components to branding, and that's what I gave you a handsheet with the 5 components of branding, because that's what we're going to concentrate our conversation today. And everybody, once we cover this, once you have it on writing and very specifically done, everybody in your company, everybody from the person who answers the call to the person who drives your van or whomever has the name, or if you're giving them a hat, if you're giving them a t-shirt with your brand, everybody should carry that. So the customer, the potential customer, would know what to expect from that person. And that's why, let's say, McDonald's sends people to training, so everybody treats the public the same way. So they know that, some kid didn't come to the McDonald's thing in a bad mood that day, and he's going to reflect it on, or throw it at the customer. They have the right training, so everybody carries that same brand, that same message, that same smile on their face. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is your mission statement. And what is your mission statement? It's what customers expect from you. That's exactly what the mission statement is. You gotta choose, and I gave you there the information. The mission statement is what the company does for its customers, its employees, and its owners. And the mission statement should be eloquent and clear, concise and specific, and full of meaning and impact. Okay, so it's not just a phrase that you came out from, day to night. It's again. Why is it that I'm in business? Just describe the business. Not too lengthy, but describe in a small paragraph what is your business, what your business does for the customers, the employees, and the owners. Okay? I'm going to read the mission statement again of GSFE. To empower, inspire, and connect women so they become successful entrepreneurs and enjoy fulfilling, productive, and abundant lives. And we live that mission statement. Robbie lives by that mission statement. She makes sure that if she finds anything that is going to help her ladies, she doesn't only email them, she texts them, she gives them a phone call, and she makes sure they follow through. And she's on my case when I don't answer the email because she found a grant or she found an award possibility or she found a potential customer. Marcy, did you read my email? All the way down. Please read it all through. Because she wants to make sure that we're successful. And that's what GSFE stands for. They want us, all ladies, to be successful. Mary Kay, give me your mission. Do you know the mission statement? Do you have it? I think I have it somewhere.
Enriching women's lives.
Enriching women's lives. And from the inside out, I mean, all the way, not just the surface, but the inside of the woman, which is what we all care for most, right? I'm going to give you our mission statement. Creative Solutions. The mission of Creative Solutions Marketing and Printing is to provide results-oriented advertising and marketing tools that meet our clients' objectives by providing strong marketing concepts and excelling at customer service. We seek to become a marketing partner to our clients. So it's a small paragraph and it just covers everything that we want and that we want our customers to expect from us. Any other mission statement? No? What you read as your mission statement.
And I know I have to shorten.
Yes, it's a little lengthy because then after a while you lose people. But it, it has what it needs to have, but just summarize it. Make it into a small paragraph.
Back it in.
Right. Okay. The vision of your company. And the vision of your company is going to change from time to time, of course, right? You have the vision of your company is the roadmap. It shows you how to stay in a path without just going in the wrong direction. And then if you do, you read the mission statement and you go back on track. It's your roadmap. Having a vision, it's a vivid mental of what you want your business to be at some point in the future based on your goals and aspirations. So you write your goals down and you make sure that your company or your business goals go in that direction. It could be a dollar amount. Let's say you want to grow your business to double the sales by the end of whatever year, or you want to expand, so you want to open another shop by whatever time, or you want to buy some sort of equipment by whatever time, or you want to increase the number of employees by whatever time, or you want to increase the number of volunteers by whatever time. That's a vision statement. And then you write it down and you make sure that you write down the steps to get there. And then, okay, done, until you get there. Okay, so, and that's going to change from whatever in a yearly basis. You have short-term vision and long-term vision. So you write down your short-term visions. Okay, at the end of by December I want this, but in the 2 years I want to be this. Target audience. Your target audience, that's so important. I'm going to tell you why. Many times when we go around the room and we give our little commercials and we start saying, my prospect is anybody that has this or that, or everybody or nobody, those words do not exist in marketing. If you use them, you're going to waste a lot of money, time, and effort. You gotta narrow it down. Narrow it down. You're not for everybody, you're not for anybody, and you're not for nobody. You have to have that narrow target audience, and it's going to be maybe, and then you start, okay, the demographics, geographic, demographics, behavioral, education, whatever, gender, status, age, income, all these demographics, so everything, you gotta write it down as who is my target audience. And if you're just, let's say, you're not going to drive to San Francisco, right? So you have a geographic area that you want to cover. So you start with that, and then maybe you want to start with a database that its existence, your friends, your family, your neighbors, and then those friends, family, neighbors, they know people. So give me 5 people. You tell your friends, give me 5 people that live in your complex, in your community, that you think I could contact and just have them, and they have a pet. And so you start building a database, and then you go to these networks, you go to GSFE networks, and then we have a database. And then each person has a database that will be able to share with the ladies that we're around. So you will grow our database. So it's all that our target audiences, it should be very narrow. And then, when you grow to, Mary Kay covers, it's a worldwide, right? But she doesn't care about the worldwide. She cares about the people around her. So it's just, we all have a database that we should grow. I'm not saying not to grow it, but be reasonable, because you have to have a budget, you have to have a reach. So based on your budget, based on what you want to spend, then you're going to know, okay, now I know I can print 500 flyers. I don't have to print 30,000. 500 will cover what I need. If you print 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, they might just, that people might not even get to you. So you're going to waste your time. Even social media, you should have a target, because if you put it on and you're spending money on clicks and people in Africa is clicking your thing, you're wasting your money. So everything has to have a target audience. When you have your target defined, identified, it is going to be much easier to design your marketing campaign. And that's how everything comes together. Why? Because your marketing campaign, I'm going to ask you, okay, what type of industry is it that you're in? So the women over 30 are going to be the ones that are going to pay attention to what you're selling. So I know more or less what colors, I know more or less what type of letter, what font am I going to use, I know what images I need to use, I know what piece is it going to be used, whether it's going to be paper or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. I need to know the age that I am going to, so I know what media to use. So once I have a very identified target market, I will make sure that the campaign is going to be addressed to that particular age, to that particular gender, to that particular income, to whatever that is it that we mark down as your target audience. Your brand personality, I told you at the beginning that the brand is like an individual and it has a personality. And every brand has its own little body. So it's either, let's say, it's sophisticated or quirky or elegant or techy or cool or tough, rough. That your brand is going to have that personality that is also going to I'm going to decide after I see that personality what type of images, what type of colors, what type of fonts, what type of media to use to get to identify that personality, to make sure that it's memorable, because ultimately you want people to remember it. And that's how you create that brand loyalty, because you're going to, and then automatically you go to the store and you grab it. You just grab it. You don't even look at any other brand, and it might be a 5 cents more expensive. I don't care, this is what I use. This is what I put on my table. This is what I take a shower with. This is what I clean my teeth with, because you believe it. And it might be made with exactly the same components as the other thing, but the marketing is kind of it's drilling into your brain that, little by little you start building that loyalty. Okay, give me some adjectives, and I'm going to ask three to five adjectives of your brand. What do you think your brand is? Oh, well, Mary Kay, I always write about Mary Kay because to me it's girly, it's pink, right? Pink. Every time you see pink, I think of either breast cancer awareness or Mary Kay or the Pink Panther. That's when I see a pink car. Any brand, any adjectives that describe your brand? And we have ours over here. And creative solutions, we have creative, because that's one of our highlights is the creativity. Dynamic, because between Gigi and I think we're a very dynamic team. She does what I don't do, and I do what she doesn't do, and we kind of compenetrate each other's skills very well. And she is very dynamic in Riverside, and everybody knows who Gigi is. Her name, it's hard to forget, so they see Gigi and they think of creative solutions automatically. And we're memorable. We want, actually, our slogan, she said it at the beginning, leaving a footprint in your imagination. That came to play because we want to create things that people are going to remember. So they're going to leave that impression in your brain. That's why leaving a footprint in your imagination. So you should have 3 or 4 or 5 adjectives that describe your brand. And that's kind of like that's going to be your personality. To me, the first thing that comes to mind is health. Right? That's one of you, and you should write it down. Because once you know those words, those are going to be the keywords to find you on the web, on the internet, or keywords to build any piece. Any piece. When they see that you want people to relate them. When they hear the brand, automatically they think of those words. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to prevent illness. I'm going to look beautiful. She was mentioning also tonics. So you want people to relate those words, to marry those words to you. And I'm going to give you an example. I have been a suroptimist for how many years? Man, since 2004. That's a lot.
16.
And I've been very passionate about suroptimists all these years. I used to belong to an organization called NABO. And I received an award from NABO. And that same day that I was receiving my award, of course the award was, I was nominated by my Sir Optimus Club. But sometimes when you have a nonprofit or when you represent a nonprofit, it's hard to promote two things, to promote the nonprofit and to promote your business. And I joined NABO to promote my business, to make sure that people knew what my business does. But people were remembering Marcy, they were relating Marcy to Sir Optimus. And it was wonderful, wonderful. But I want them to know that I did this and that, right? But one lady told me, every time I see your face, I hear your name, I think of Sir Optimus immediately. I was branding my nonprofit very well. I wasn't branding my company. Was that a mistake? I don't know. I made it happen to my benefit because Sir Optimus was supporting me in many ways, and I was making sure that people knew about Sir Optimus. But at the same time, I did a couple of things in NABO that people started knowing also what I did. But you gotta be careful sometimes, right? But see, that's the thing. So when you want people, when they hear your name, when they see your face, when they see your marketing piece, you want them right away to know what you're all about. And the most important thing is what you're helping them with. Because when you put that in people's brains, that you're helping, not just selling, you're not selling, you're helping people. You're going to build that community, that loyalty, because it's very easy to lose a customer. Sometimes it's very easy to find them, it's easier to lose them. Because of the competition, you might not be doing anything wrong, but because of the competition, because of the person next door, because somebody came with a cheaper price, or or you were busy and they found this other one on the phone right away. So you gotta build that loyalty so you know that no matter what, they're going to wait for you, or they're going to pay a little more, or they're going to just, you know what, this is my person, this is my brand. So it is very important to build that loyalty. Lastly, I have the core values. And the core values is the guiding principles that help to define how the corporation should behave in business and perhaps beyond. This is your commitment to the customer. So to the customers, to the employees, to the community. What is your commitment? And I'll give you an example. There's a company that says a commitment to building strong communities. Okay, so what is your commitment to everybody around you? Is it your commitment to beautify a woman inside out? My commitment is to make sure that you're healthy, that I will help you prevent disease or illnesses. My commitment is to build a memorable brand, so people remember who you are. When I first joined GSFE, it was NAFI, and we walked into one of these meetings and we saw the flyers, and Gigi and I said they could help a little, they could use a little help. The flyers could help. And somebody just told, you just told us before the meeting. I noticed that everything is kind of revamped. The flyers look a little better, that the newsletter looks a little better, that, so our commitment is to make sure that your marketing looks uniform, memorable, professional, that you look good. So what is your commitment? Just make sure that you write down, what is my commitment to my customers? I am a very honest person. I know that they can leave the house, the key, and nothing will happen. The pets are going to be happy with me. You're going to find a happy pet, not a frustrated, scary little dog somewhere just that got bitten or something. So what is your commitment? Just write it down and make sure that also that's carried throughout your marketing. I have, there's some words that you could use in your marketing to create those core values: dependability, reliability, loyalty, commitment, open-mindedness, consistency, honesty, efficiency, innovation. There's many, and what I can do is I can email them to you, because those words, well, and then I guess if you Google words, commitment words or something, that will come up, but I'll email them to you because I didn't put them on the handout. There are different types of branding. We could brand an individual, we could brand an organization, we could brand a service, we could brand a person,
A product.
an event. There's just many different types of branding. And I only have a couple because I don't know how much time. How much time do I have? Do I still have time? 5 minutes? Okay. So branding an individual. Most of us, because most of us are in service, we brand ourselves, right? We brand ourselves. We brand ourselves as individuals. And what is important here is we have to make sure that we're likable, that we show our personalities in a positive way. So branding ourselves as individuals is just, I'm going to give you an example of agents, real estate agents or Salesforce, insurance company. Those people, you're an independent agent, salesman. There you go. They don't only have to compete with other brands; they have to compete with agents within their company. So what is it? Why people will come to you and not to the person next town or next door? I mean, or the same company. There's 50 agents. Why would they come to me? I mean, when you establish a relationship, you just sell yourself. It doesn't sound pretty, but you sell yourself. You offer what you have to give. And I'll give you an example. Gigi and I, we used to work for a printing company. And when we left the company, she was a salesperson, I was the graphic designer. When we left the company, the customers came with her. She didn't ask, but the company, those people, they wanted to do business with her, not with whatever company name. It was her. It was her service. She gave them their cell number. She gave them the time. I mean, whatever they need, she was there with whatever they needed. So it's your personality, it's your likability, it's your attitude. That's all part of your branding as an agent, as an individual. I'm going to summarize because just because of our time, but the importance of branding is it generates timeless connection, it keeps customers coming back, it builds loyalty and trust, it makes you unique, and you could achieve success without it, but this will be substantial success. So it is very important to brand your company, to brand yourself as an individual, to brand your service. These companies that we mentioned at the beginning, Hyundai, Mary Kay, Audi.
Oh, it is with an I, not with a Y.
Audi, I know. I mean, me and my spelling. Audi, Nike, Coca-Cola, Mercedes. These companies, they started like you and I. They started they started small, and they market the heck out of those businesses to make sure that we recognize them. We recognize their emblems, their fonts, their radio commercials, those voices that people select. Okay, this is the voice of my commercial, right? So those voices, those characters, we recognize when they don't even have to say the name, but we immediately recognize them. So when you see this little butterfly, we want you to think of Creative Solutions Marketing and LinkedIn. I have a little game, and I have a prize, which Gigi Gigi's purse is not included, but it's a little gift. I mean, I couldn't find the right size bag, but it's a little gift. And what I want you to do right now is, without running or killing yourself, reach in your purse and find anything that has a brand in it. And the first person who brings it to me, the first person who brings me something with a brand in it, on it, I should say, it will get the
Yep, yep.
baby. Are these glasses?
Yes.
Okay. And you purchased them because of the brand,
No.
or you just purchased them?
I just purchased it.
Okay. Here's your gift.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I hope this was helpful. Any questions? Anything that you would like to share? Yes.
I liked what you said about how it's different when you're branding or you're marketing toward your business, your own personal business, or if you're doing something like for an organization. Like, that's my thing. I completely understand where you're coming from, where you'll sit down and people are like, okay, well, that's the girl from Dresses and Dreams Project, but then it's like, okay, sometimes I leave my own self behind. So when you were talking about what is the commitment to your business or whatever you're doing, I kind of turn that around to say, what is the commitment to myself? Because I think I really want to get more into, I know what I'm doing for the organization. I'm the founder of it and everything. We're all volunteers, but I really left myself behind in the process. And there was something that I think I want to talk to you guys about later, but I really liked what you said about all of that, because I do let myself fall by the wayside.
Okay, so you have to be clever about it, because it is okay to brand your nonprofit, but sometimes when people wear more than one hat, people get confused.
Yeah.
Your audience get confused. They're going to choose one no matter what. But if you use that nonprofit and maybe the wrapping, maybe the packaging, or maybe always put your name in whatever is it that you're doing on the flyer. Maybe the back of the flyer is for you. It's your company. You're not in conflict of interest with anybody, but you have a flyer. So use the front for the nonprofit, the back for you. Always mention your company, because you don't want to leave it behind.
Mercy, could I mention something about that? I know sometimes people will see on with Mary Kay and it's sort of, they've had Mary Kay experiences. And so they're like, but when I talk about the Mary Kay Foundation, which is a nonprofit for domestic violence and women's cancers, it opens up a whole new realm that people don't know about this. Even the phone number, where if you text them, someone will respond to you to help. So,
And you're lucky because of the same name. You're not losing the brand, you're not losing the identity. People remember Mary Kay and they know that they do this and they help also. So you could marry them very easily without risking any misunderstanding, just people getting confused. But I totally know that because some of us, we buy also because we know that the proceeds or a lot of the monies are going to the foundation. Yes. Any other questions? Was this helpful? Yeah? If you have any questions, anything you want to discuss any further, go ahead and email me. I gave you guys a cute little